It's definitely beautiful out here. Maybe cold as hell, but when you see the leaves change, it ain't so bad, you know? It's autumn, the season of change. And it's gonna come no matter what. And you just gotta be hopeful for the future. For a promising future, that is. Now, sorry, I'm just really tired right now. Just got off work. Now, this is a little thought that I came out, well, this is a little thought I thought of during work hours, and it seems to be a little legit. I know Wonder Woman 2 is in production right now. I mean, when the making of this video is being started. I've seen the pictures. It mainly focuses on being around the 1980s, you know, about 70 long years after the events of World War I. And what really got me thinking is the fact that where was this superhero throughout the duration of World War II? I mean, that's one of the big questions I want to answer, that I want answered, believe it or not. Well, this definitely doesn't go into the category, you know, like, does this have to do anything with the German uniform? Well, it definitely does, especially when you talk about historical references and as well as preserving historical fact and promoting social justice logic, you know, that type of crap. And what I definitely thought of was the fact that what did Wonder Woman do throughout the duration of World War II? I mean, was she an anti-war advocate? Did she butt heads with General Patton? Was she even one of those people who tried to assassinate Adolf Hitler? Was she a part of the July 20th plot? Was she a part of the German resistance movement? These are questions, simple questions actually, that Hollywood producers and as well as Hollywood writers and the majority of people who work in Hollywood and the production of these movies, when it comes down to World War II, is it more important to preserve historical fact or just to promote social justice warrior fandom or anything of the such like nature, you know? And again, since she being a superhero and all, did she even try to get onto the narrative to kill Adolf Hitler? Because if that is the case, then I would definitely believe it. I mean, well, that's the popular narrative so far. And forget about the Holocaust and forget about the popular narrative that the Germans were the evilest force on the face of the planet. I mean, did she even know that Pearl Harbor was on the way? These are simple questions that Hollywood producers and anyone who's writing for a major Hollywood production has to actually answer. I mean, if she was off planet, then that would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of movie logic. I mean, that would be an acceptable plot hole. I mean, acceptable cover-up for the plot hole, because like it happened throughout Thor Ragnarok, both Thor and Hulk, the two of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they weren't there during Captain America's Civil War, which really would have helped out in the balance of power between both Team Captain America and Team Iron Man. And the popular narrative that I'm trying to bring out is, yeah, did Wonder Woman try to kill Adolf Hitler? Did she try to actually kill him? Did she know about that Pearl Harbor was on the way? Did she even try to stop Pearl Harbor from happening? Did she even, was she definitely part of the anti-war campaign, America First campaign? Or one of those resistance movements in the United States of America where she was like, she's going off the narrative, oh, my father fought in World War I, and it was by far the most dreadful war in all of human history. We should never allow this to happen again. We should alleviate the Treaty of Versailles on Germany. Maybe this time they will definitely be on the path towards no war at all. You know, those are questions that you definitely have to answer as well. That's one of the many failings of the DC cinematic universe. I mean, they literally rushed Justice League. They literally rushed the making of the Justice League. I mean, it did seem like it was thrown together at the last minute. For instance, Batman is sociable. Batman is not sociable, by the way. Batman is the textbook Lone Ranger, you know? I mean, he's not going to play nice with other people. And that's one of the most... Sorry about this. And that's definitely a powerful image that you definitely want for a movie. I mean, I believe that Wonder Woman should at least have had about three movies. One of them, the first one, World War I, that's definitely important. I mean, she's introduced to a new type of warfare that her people have never seen before. It's mechanized genocide on steroids, World War I. Instead of having platoons of soldiers doing a combat mission, I mean, 1,600 guys were sent from from their headquarters all the way into no man's land, and if that attack failed, they have to do it again next time. Another 1,600 men have to go into the front lines. Yeah, that was definitely. Yeah, World War One is definitely a new experience for Wonder Woman. For the second movie, this new Wonder Woman's movie, I mean, we definitely should be given to the fact that, yeah, we should. I mean, Wonder Woman 2 should be definitely centered around World War II in general. Again, she's seen the horrors of World War One. She partially fought in World War One, and she definitely now knows that to understand man's world, that there is no bad guys, there is no good or bad guys, because she thought for a moment that when she killed what's his face, Professor Lupin from Harry Potter, that all the war would end, the entire war would definitely end. But no, it's going to be the same narrative for World War II. I mean, there are heroes and villains on both sides of the Axis, as well as the Allied forces. And to bring out a stronger narrative, she would definitely tell herself, "Oh, this is going to happen again. It's just like last time. The world's going to be thrown into another war. We're going to lose more people this time." And I would be skeptical on the fact that would she fight in this war? I mean, she already seen the horrors of World War One. I mean, what's the horrors going to be like on the floor if she actually saw the Blitzkrieg? If she was a part of a peace envoy from the British Empire or possibly from America, you know, that would definitely drive a good story. It definitely would. And I believe the third and final movie would be about the Cuban Missile Crisis. I mean, annihilation, complete and total annihilation. Ever since World War II, she now knows that the atomic age has begun, and the weapons that both the Soviet Union as well as the United States of America have built will definitely end the war, will definitely end a war that both sides will never fight. And that's terrifying to everybody, especially during those times when the Cuban Missile Crisis, the closest time when Armageddon was near, actually. And I really believe that Wonder Woman should have been there to help avert the Cuban Missile Crisis. You know, I really do. I really believe that. I really believe that she. And after the Cuban Missile Crisis, I feel that she should have left world affairs for a while and say, you know, I'm not going to do this anymore. Man is definitely going to be on the warpath no matter what. I mean, if I can actually avert doomsday for another good century or so, that would be okay. That would be the only time when she would bust out her gauntlet, bust out her kick-ass gauntlets, her sword, her shield, and as well as the lasso of truth. And only during times when, you know, when humanity's faced with Armageddon, she would definitely have to be out and about for those types of scenarios, you know? That's when you have the introduction of Superman and Batman in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Yeah, that would definitely be a good story right there. She's a museum curator, and she's preserving history for what it's worth. Because again, she's seen it. She's seen World War One. Well, in my narrative for those three movies, she's seen World War One, she's seen World War Two, and she's lived through. Well, she prevented the Cuban Missile Crisis from actually turning into Armageddon. You know. And yeah, I really believe that the failings of the DC cinematic universe are the failings of bad narrative and bad storytelling. But if you really want a good Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman movie 2, you should definitely introduce World War II. I mean, she should definitely see what will happen during World War II. And that's my personal opinion. But again, in Wonder Woman 2, that big old time skip from 1918 all the way to the 1980s, I mean, what did she do? What did she definitely do? Was she part of a peace? Was she a member of the Peace Corps? Was she a part of a relief program? Was she a part of the anti-war movement? You know, all these different questions that you definitely ask yourself when it comes down to plot holes, and as well as what's true and what's not. Because I really believe that if they do put a narrative like, oh, she was there, we're not going to talk about it. We're definitely not going to talk about it. I mean, that's one of the most pivotal moments in human history. And again, I'll always state this about World War II. It is by far the most destructive war in human history. The most bloodiest and destructive war in human history. I personally believe that World War II was the closest that we ever got to Armageddon. Not through a nuclear scale, but through a scale in which when the war machine was actually mechanized to the point where 80 million people died as a result in less than 6 years. Never forget that. But right now, that's something I definitely thought about at work. When I thought about my German uniform and I thought about the next Wonder Woman movie, I'm just thinking like that big gap of human history that happened all together right there. I mean, World War I definitely did happen when it came down to Wonder Woman 1. We should have seen the results, the aftermath of Wonder Woman 2, how the world definitely changed after World War II, how the world changed at the aftermath of World War II, most likely. But again, those are questions that people who really want to deliver a good, compelling story, they have to answer themselves for that. They definitely do. But aside from that talk altogether, I definitely think, well, aside from all that talk, I really believe that I have wasted enough time for you guys as it is right now. But again, that's a little thought right there. It has, no, I guess it does have a lot to, it has some reason to say why I'm doing this German uniform in the first place. But again, but I digress. That's something I really believe that I really want to hear more about, you know? I definitely do. I mean, come on, it's World War II as well. I mean, I literally can't stop myself from not thinking about World War II altogether. And this is the reason why I made this video. And it's getting really windy. I don't think you guys can barely hear me, but I had real bad experience with wind out here. I mean, these iPods aren't really designed for, you know, muffling out the wind and the sound. So right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. So you guys put down any comments and concerns that you do about the Wonder Woman movie too, or the next Wonder Woman movie, because I definitely want to hear about your thoughts, and let me know that, and it will definitely let me know that you guys are out there and you guys still follow me. But as far as from that, be sure to click that notification bell, like, share, and subscribe, please. So at least I know you guys are out there. And well, that's all I got for you guys. This is Skinwalker, signing off.